Hey guys, this is SpockJoe. This video is part of a series where I review each of the combat rigs from Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. And today I'm going to be doing the review on the Stryker rig. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. And with no further ado, let's get started. Now the Stryker has three payloads: the gravity vortex gun, the micro turret, and the Centurion. And the gravity vortex gun basically is a rocket launcher, except for it doesn't shoot rockets, it shoots vortexes. And it's actually kind of a creative idea. This is a launcher that is really kind of really unique, and it works very uniquely as well, because you can actually kill someone with direct impact, or whenever it's deployed and it detonates, it actually pulls people towards it, and if they touch it, then they die. So the one thing I like about this is you can actually shoot it into a room, and let's say there's multiple opponents in there, and it could take them all out because it pulls them towards it, and you know, they end up dying. So really creative idea. I would say that this is more of the payloads that would be used more for aggressive players, but in the end, it's a very creative and unique idea. Now moving on, we've got the micro turret, and the micro turret is basically a sentry gun, except for it's really small. Now, a few things about this, I felt like it didn't really work all the time, and maybe it's because of other people's perks and the way that they've set up the rigs, that it just the sentry gun didn't really work as well. But I would also say that it was easily destroyed. So I would suggest slapping on hardened, or maybe using it in a different way, maybe hiding it around corners so that it shoots people in the back whenever they're running past, instead of having it full front and face, because generally speaking, most of the people that I played against, they destroyed it very quickly. Now moving on, you got the Centurion, and the Centurion is basically like a trophy system, and except for it's a hybrid trophy system. And I think it's a very creative way that they took a whole bunch of things and kind of put them all into one, because the Centurion actually acts like a trophy system. So it destroys grenades, it destroys stuns, but it also acts as kind of like an EMP burst. So it kind of disrupts the mini-map whenever people get close to it. And the one thing that is just really unique about it is it seems to deal out damage when people get too close to it as well. And I thought it was really weird when I was using it. I'm playing, all of a sudden I see these like hit markers, you know, flashing up on the screen, and I was trying to figure out what it was, and apparently that's what it is. It is dealing out some type of damage to those enemy players. Now, I don't think it's a lot of damage. I think it's very minimal. But you know, that's unique. That's, you know, someone that's one shot. Maybe that was the one part that was able to take them out. So, all right, moving on, we're going to talk about the traits. And the Stryker has three traits: the relay, the trophy drone, and harden. And the relay basically works like this. Whenever you take any of your equipment and you place it down, whatever, it kind of acts as kind of a sensor. So whenever an enemy comes close to it or not, or within a certain range, it will alert you to the enemy's presence. Now, it also works with tactical equipment like stun grenades and stuff like that. So whenever you throw a stun grenade and it hits that person, it will actually paint them on the mini-map. And I would say that this perk or trait or whatever really would work for people that want to be more of their situational awareness. Now moving on, we're going to talk about the trophy drone. And the trophy drone is simply a trophy system. And the trophy drone works like this. It is specifically towards lethals. Whenever they're thrown or whatever, it will deploy the drone and destroy one at a time. So if someone throws one grenade at you, it will deploy, it will detonate that grenade, and then it will recharge. If you have multiple frags or different things like that thrown at you, you're going to be in trouble. But I would say, just in general, this is a very good trait to have on, especially if you're trying to hold a certain point, like in hard point or domination or different game modes like that, where people are just constantly chucking things in. So, also, the last trait, but not the least, is hardened. And I would say out of the traits, this one's by far the most useful. And the reason why I say that is, this is how it works. Hardened basically gives all of your deployable equipment more strength, so to speak. It gives them extra protection against gunfire. So, for instance, if you have the turret, the little micro turret, it'll protect it from being destroyed as quickly. It gives it a little bit more strength, so that when people are trying to destroy it, it just won't, putter out and die right away. It'll actually give it a little bit of time to work against it. I found that it worked really, really well against the Centurion as well, because people were just trying to lay into the Centurion, and they're getting dealt damage because they're sitting right next to it, and they're trying to shoot it, but because I had Harden on, it was taking them a lot longer to destroy it. So, how would I set this up? I would say that this rig is specifically geared towards objective gameplays. I think that they had that in mind whenever they designed this rig, and specifically for me, I would not use this in anything other than domination or hardpoint or some game like that, because for me, this is it's a support rig. It's very clear that it's a support rig, but I would say that it is a very effective support rig if you like playing those game modes. Now, for me, if I'm playing domination or different things like that, I would suggest you using the micro turret with hardened, or using the Centurion with hardened. I really feel that those would be very beneficial for specific games like a hardpoint, definitely, where people are chucking things in, where you're trying to hold a certain point. This guy is going to shine. He's going to be more effective than the FTL, the Synoptic, the Merc, and all those other characters, because this guy specifically was built for those types of game modes. So, with that said, if you guys like this video, please share, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.